Welcome to Delta Panther Stadium, where your Bryan Golden Bears on the road tonight to take on the 3-0 Delta Panthers. Back together with Chris Malanga. Good to be back with you, partner.
Thank you. It's been a couple weeks since we've done this.
It has, and then we get a couple more weeks off as we're back to two back-to-back home games where we hit the tough part of our schedule with Center and Henry back-to-back.
Well, and as the Bears are sitting at 0-3, I would argue that we've had the tough part of our schedule too.
Well, and you know, coming in here tonight against a 3-0 Delta team, this is not going to be an easy task, and we're going to come back and we're going to break everything down for you here in a little bit on the Golden Bear Sports Network. But right now, I had a chance this week to sit down with Coach Staten, talk about some things going on, and that'll be next here on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Discover top-quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top-quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
Nobody likes an awkward silence. You can actually use it for something good.
You haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
Welcome to Inside the Bears Den. Dave Brobston, Coach Staten. Here we are. The season rolls on into conference time now. Got to be honest, Coach. Last week, I thought the first half may have been the best half of football this team's played all year against Fairview. You seem to be able to do what you wanted to do offensively, and other than that drive at the end of the half, you really contained a pretty powerful offense.
Yeah, I mean, we hung around that first half. We had talked the last couple times in here about making the most of our opportunities early in the game. We still missed a score there early on. We're on the 10-yard line going in. Safety rolls back, and we had a slot guy that we wanted to get the ball to and didn't get it to him, which should have been an easy touchdown and put us up going into that last drive by Fairview. But I thought the kids came out. We executed the game plan. We slowed things down on offense a little bit and gave our kids an opportunity to excel and slow the game down a little bit.
And that's what you have to do against a pretty high-powered offense. One of the questions I had, though, were 8 motion penalties against the offensive line. That wasn't expected.
No, and you know what's crazy? I've never seen false starts called prior to our cadence starting and then at the start of our cadence. Both times that happened multiple times. So I don't know, and we didn't change center or anything like that. So I have no idea, and I even asked for clarification and didn't really get much of an answer because I thought maybe the center was readjusting his hand, and that's what they were calling. So
I was thinking we may see a little bit of it this year, and like we saw in the Ravens game in the NFL, that they're calling that tackle being so far off the line. But we weren't back into a pass spread or anything. I was really kind of surprised to see them just over and over and over again. I mean, actually up in the press box, when the flag went, we're like, oh, another false start, surprise.
Yeah.
That was just kind of the way it was that night. But it's a very different look this Friday night. You go from a team that wants to throw the ball 45 times a game to a team that wants to run the ball 70 times a game.
Yeah, definitely a huge transition this week. And that's tough. I mean, that's tough for our defensive guys where we're talking about getting in your pedal as a corner and trying to keep everything in front of you against Fairview and try to look for an elusive quarterback and rushing under control against him to where if you try to come across the line under control against Delta, you're going to get smacked in the mouth and knocked backwards. So definitely you have to completely change your mindset, not just your philosophy defensively, but you got to change your mindset as a player, which is tough.
And it's one of the things that looking at their stats coming in, 403 yards a game on the ground and 5 yards a game passing. You don't see that very often in modern football.
No, not at all. But typical wing T team, they're just going to wait for you to just commit everybody to the box. And if they need it, I mean, that's the thing against Fairview. They didn't need it because they were chunking off 5, 6, 7 yards all the way down the field. But you just know with those wing T teams, if you do get those stops, that boot pass is coming at some point in time. And if you get safeties that have their nose down there in the box, you're going to get beat with a big one.
And Leonard Moot looks like the real deal playing out of the fullback spot in that wing T. So he's your dive guy most of the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the Noggle kid is a freshman. He runs hard. Everybody plays hard for them. That's what you can see right out of the gate. They pursue really well on defense, and they're running their wing T offense. Like they've worked it.
And it's one of those things from a coaching standpoint. Coach Vickers comes back, brings a little bit of a different attitude with him, and this we've talked about it with Maumee. It's not your grandpa's Maumee. This isn't your grandpa's Delta. They've got a pretty formidable team this year.
Yeah, I think a lot of these kids, their dads played for Mike back in the day, so they kind of know what to expect. And when they go home, they're talking about the glory days and all this stuff. And I can understand why he wanted to come back at this point in time. And he's sitting here at 3-0, you know. So, I mean, our role is to go in and kind of change that.
It's fun to play spoiler. Trying to get the offense on track. Last week, it seemed like you'd get going and you'd get one of those penalties and back you up and playing behind schedule. And when your team, we want to run the ball too. Kind of tough running the ball when you're 2nd and 13 versus being 2nd and 4.
Yeah, the way I described it to the kids immediately after the game is, if you think about our offense right now, we just don't have an explosive offense. Like, we don't have these big chunk plays very often. You know, Damian broke the sweep for a nice run for a touchdown there, but overall we're very condensed down. We're not stretching the field, and some of that has to do with youth. Some of that has to do with guys in new positions and so forth. So when you think of our offense being very compact, just like Delta, we can't afford to start behind the sticks. And that's our game plan against them. If we can get one negative play a drive to put them in 2nd and 15, 3rd and 15, it changes the game completely on their end. When they're sitting at 2nd and 5, 3rd and 5, they're completely comfortable. But the minute you put them in long yardage situations, and we're kind of the same way. Like, you put us in 3rd and 13, we don't really have a whole lot of plays right now that are working at that distance.
Any wrinkles, any changes we can look for this week? I know we've got a couple more injuries. Cody Schaefer wasn't able to play last week. Hunter Watson goes down, looking to change things up a bit, or being forced to change things up a bit.
We started that game with 3 freshmen starting on defense, 2 at inside backer and one at safety, and then we lost our safety. So, I mean, when you're looking at that, and Zedike, you know, he was scrambling well second half, and you're looking at 2 freshmen that we just have thrown in there at inside backer, such a crucial spot in our defense. But they're learning. They have great attitudes. They're working hard. That's all we can ask. Offensively, yeah, we need a spark. Like, we're going to mix some things up. We're going to have some different guys in different positions this week, and just try to get some rhythm going there. We can't run the ball every play. I mean, Delta can. We just can't. It doesn't work that way for us. So we got to be able to take what the defense gives us. If they're going to pack 7, 8 in the box, which we're looking at, they might do that, then we got to be able to throw the ball.
It is. It's one of the things that being able to stretch that defense just a little bit, because you don't need a lot of space, but you do need to find a crease. And if you've got 7, 8 in the box, and if they've got 7, 8 in the box and they know that they're going to stop you up the middle, then all they got to do is just kind of escort you to the sideline and keep that flow going. And, you know, it's going to mean tight end setting the edge. It's going to mean all that stuff for you guys. So being able to open them up a little bit would be a really nice thing for the offense, to give Damian some running room, to give Cade some running room inside, because he's, even on his read options, he's got basically no place to go.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, and we're going to look to be that. I mean, we have film of them against Fairview, right? Spread team. We have film against Lake, empty, you know, and then we have some against Ayersville, who's rebuilding right now. They're under center. They're 2 back. They're doing a lot of funky stuff just to try to get some running game going. So we're the team that's different in all those. If our offense executes to its capabilities, to where we're balanced, we can do run formation, we can do pass formations, we can motion, we can shift out of a run formation into a pass. So it should be difficult to defend us offensively if we execute.
And that's going to be the key again, just to execute. Good luck. Conference time starts. This is what we all get ready for. That nice preseason's out of the way.
Yep.
Kids got a chance to cut their teeth, and now it begins for real. Good luck, Coach. Have a great one.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
This has been Dave Brobston, Coach Staten, inside the Bears Den. We'll be right back with this word from our sponsors.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Welcome back to Delta. Breezy Delta here tonight. 77 degrees outside right now. Got a little bit of a breeze coming in. Feels pretty good, partner.
It does. Absolutely does. And, with all the lack of rain, it's still nice out here.
It is. Welcome to the Oberlin-Turnbull countdown to kickoff. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Family-owned, family-focused. And also our sponsors. A huge thanks to everybody who makes this happen for us every single week, every single night with all the games we have going on. The Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan Parks and Rec, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, Veteran Services of Williams County, Andres O'Neill and Lowe, the Daniel Van Atta Agency, Krill Funeral Home, Starks Plumbing and Heating, and the Thiel Supply Center. Well, last time out, we gave Delta a run, 49-28, a Bryan win. That high-powered offense last year of the Golden Bears kept this high-powered offense of the Panthers off the field for the most part last year.
Absolutely. In fact, the Bears have won 7 of the last 8. 2022 was the last time that Delta won, but these are two very, very different teams coming into the game tonight.
They are. Delta's on the upswing, 3-0 on the season, and the exact opposite of what we saw last week. Fairview wants to throw the ball over the field. Delta has 26 passing yards on the entire season.
Absolutely. So let's take a look at those Delta Panthers a little bit first off. And they've got a familiar face back coaching.
Coach Vickers back for the Panthers, and a familiar face in the backfield running that full-back position with Landon Lindermoot, averaging almost 300 yards a game. And for folks out there, this is going to look very familiar to an old power tee, an old wing tee that Army and Navy run. And Lindermoot is that trigger man that's in the fullback position a couple yards behind the quarterback, and he runs the ball a lot for them.
He does. They're very physical, very aggressive. You said they don't throw. The last 2 games, 841 rushing yards and 1 passing yard.
And 1 passing yard. And in one of those games, they attempted no passes.
Yeah.
And so this is very old school. And here at Panther Stadium, they've got the old-style goalpost with the 2 bars going up, the old style. This is an old style of football team, and that's exactly what Coach Vickers wanted to do here when he came back for his 3rd stint here at Delta.
Yeah, and there is just a little bit of a buzz around this program now. The kids are finally buying into it. They're 3-0 on the season, and if you look at their last 5 games or their games that have been here, here to date, they beat Ayersville, they beat Fairview, and they beat Lake. 3 big wins.
And the only game that was really close was a Fairview game, and that wasn't close until the end, where Delta had a big lead and Fairview clawed back in the second half and came up just a little bit short. But 3-0 on the season, not something you've seen a lot from this Delta Panther team. They're going to be a force as we get into the NWOAL season.
They absolutely will. But on the other side of the coin, you've got the Bryan Golden Bears, a team that is very, very opposite of Delta because they're sitting at 0-3.
Well, one of the things about the Golden Bears tonight, if we had set this up right with Rick back at the station, we'd have had him play changes as we're going on. You're going to see and hear changes all over this Bryan team tonight. We've got Cade Carlin taking off and moving from the quarterback position over to wide receiver. Had a little bit of a shoulder bug, wasn't able to throw the ball like he wanted to. Coach decided it was time to make the change. So now, tonight's the battle of freshman quarterback as Rhett McGill starts at quarterback for the Golden Bears, the freshman. Coach says he's not much of a threat to run, but he's got a lightning arm, and he was throwing it all over the field in warm-up.
Yep, he's a pocket passer. He's the kind of guy that's going to drop back. He's going to look through his progressions. I think the key tonight for the Golden Bears is going to be, can they find receivers? Can the receivers run good routes for them to find? But, we talked about the problems with the scoring, and I saw this stat in your prep, and I had to put it in here. They haven't scored but 20 points since the first drive of the season.
First drive of the season. And the first drive of the season, they marched it right down the field against Van Wert, went for 2, and that was the last time we had a lead in the season.
Yep.
So, but we're going to see some things. Some of these changes for the Golden Bears are due to injuries. No Cody Schaefer again tonight. No Hunter Watson again tonight. So those are two injuries that are still going on. We're going to see a few changes on this lineup. One of the things we're going to see on defense is Connor Hogan is going to be moving from his defensive tackle spot back to linebacker tonight to try to get a little bit of size in there to handle this stacked house running game for Delta.
Yeah, absolutely. I like the changes. It'll be interesting to see offensively, how that helps, but also defensively, putting Cade Carlin back where he's most familiar with, on the defensive end is a good plan.
Putting him back there, Connor Hogan moving from tackle back. Carter Sickle gets his first start at guard. And when you look at Carter Sickle playing defensive tackle, the young man's 5'10", 160 pounds. And for those of us up here who are used to watching the pro game and the college game, those defensive tackles come in at 295, 300 pounds. But in high school, there's always been kind of a theory that a little guy inside gives big guys fits because they're so much quicker than that line. So some things are changing here tonight, and that'll be good. Being able to see how this plays out with Carlin at receiver, with McGill at quarterback, with Hogan moving back to linebacker. Lucas Reed's going to get the start in the middle again tonight. The freshman started at guard all three games, and last week he started also at middle linebacker. So a little bit of a new look. Some of it is forced by injury, and some of it is changes trying to get a spark.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's take a look at the NWOAL standings from last year. As we said, things are just a little bit different now, where the Golden Bears and Delta lie. If you look at last year's standings as they pop in here, Liberty won the league. Liberty wins everything. Liberty's just...
And they're number 2 in the state this year.
Yeah. And
the first coaches poll came out, they were number 2 by 1 vote.
Yep. Archbold and Patrick Henry and Wasion. Wasion's down this year.
They're 0-3 with us.
Archbold has struggled just a little bit. We're 0-3. Delta's 3-0. Evergreen has been pretty decent.
It's been pretty decent. And tonight there's going to be some sorting out of the NWOAL standings as 3-0 Liberty Center hosts Archbold, who comes in at 2-1 on the season. PH 2-1 hosts Evergreen, also 2-1. And then the battle of the other two 0-3s, Swanton and Wasion, play each other tonight as well.
All right, let's take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll check our keys to the game here in the Oberlin-Turnbull countdown to kickoff. Back after this.
Rooting on the Golden Bears is a tradition that brings us all together.
Just like the sports we love, another tradition has stood the test of time. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, since 1922, we've been part of the community, supporting you in the moments of celebration and loss.
Just like a team, we understand the value of traditions and the love that binds us together.
So whether it's cheering for a win or celebrating a life well lived, remember we are here for you.
Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Family owned, family focused.
Here at the Williams County Veteran Service Office, our mission is plain and simple. We are here to serve our local Williams County veterans and their dependents. We are staffed with trained service officers who have the compassion and understanding to assist their fellow veterans in obtaining all federal and state benefits that they have earned. Additionally, we provide emergency financial assistance and transportation to VA medical centers. So if you're a veteran or a dependent of a veteran, stop in today and see how we can help you at the Williams County Veteran Service Office.
Welcome back here to Delta. Taking a look at our Carlin Company keys to the game. Carlin Company Realty and Auctioneers, your hometown real estate company for over 45 years. Consistently remain number 1 in Williams County and the surrounding areas since 2007. Call us for all of your real estate needs. Taking a look at those keys here, partner.
Yeah, for the Golden Bears, you want to bend but don't break on that defensive thing. They're going to run to us the whole time, and that's what we want to do there. Contain Lindermoot. I mean, the kid has just been lights out for Delta, and throw effectively to empty the box. What the Bears are, what Delta wants to do is stop the run. So Delta is going to be built to try to stick the box and force you to throw with your arm. And, a new quarterback in there might have a little bit of better chance at that.
And it's one of the things that the struggle for the Bryan defense this year has not been stopping their opponents. It's been big plays.
Yeah.
And, it's okay to let a team drive the ball down the field and hold them out of the end zone. What you don't want are those, those 1, 2, 3 play drives that are 2, 3 plays 70 yards because of the big play. And teams against the Golden Bears this year, they want to load everybody inside and dare us to pass. Maybe with the new quarterback we can. For the Panthers tonight, they're going to want to control the line of scrimmage. They run a big package. A lot of times you will see nobody split out. They'll run 2 tight ends with the 3 backs behind the quarterback, and they're going to run some more. And from anybody that's watched tape on this Bryan team this year, we have been in every game for about the first quarter and a half. And then the wheels tend to fall off. And so Delta knows that, and what they're going to want to do is be patient and then try to push that snowball off the top of the mountain and get things to spiral out of control for our Bears.
Yeah, and Delta, it's always tough to play these guys because you don't see this offense all the time. It's brand new. It's every year you got to re-prepare for it because nobody else runs it, and that's very effective for Delta, especially this year with Lindermuth and who they've got as personnel.
In the WBL, they've got St. Mary's. Yep. Over in the NWOAL, they've got Delta, and they do things different because, everybody goes to that spread offense now, and these are teams that just want to get in and just physically pound the ball down the field. And like you said, most schools aren't ready for that, aren't prepared for that as we go in. Delta's on the field. Bryan's going to be coming out shortly as we get ready for our national anthem and those things going on. As that's waiting for that, the Tri-State Vision Center, been serving the area since 1977. Contact us, either one of our Bryan or Montpelier offices, for all your eye care needs. Officials for tonight's game: James Bailey will be the ref, Cody Rollins the umpire, Alan Ripley's our line judge, Jeff Bott is our linesman, Jeremy Bott is our back judge, and Jeff Cassidy is our official. And now it's time for our national anthem. Tonight's national anthem, sponsored by the Veteran Services of Williams County.
Tonight, the American flag will be raised by 2 active duty Marines from our area: Corporal Isabella White from Delta, Ohio, and Corporal Antonio Perales from Taylor, Michigan. Thank you, Corporal White and Corporal Perales, for your service.
National anthem this week, a little more moving and meaningful as we remember back to this Friday back in 2001, where our high school stadiums were empty after the 9/11 attack. This has been the Oberlin-Turnbull Countdown to Kickoff, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, family owned, family operated. We'll be right back after this word from our sponsors as we bring you the opening kickoff and tonight's starting lineups on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
Discover great job skills training at Northwest State. With over 50 different programs available, there is something for everyone. Providing hands-on training and education is the community college advantage.
There are a lot of ways to reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Welcome back here to Delta as we get ready for tonight's ball game between the Golden Bears and the Panthers. Delta won the opening toss. They have elected to defer, so the Golden Bears will get the ball first on offense. Let's take a look at that Golden Bear offense as they get ready for the kickoff return. Across the front line is going to be the same as it's looked all season long. Logan Carter, 6'2", 215 at one tackle. Connor Hogan, 6', 230 at the other. The guards will be Cade Spizak and Lucas Reed. Jamison Longoria will be the man in the middle. Our receivers will be Anthony Weber, Hudson Wheeler, and Cade Carlin. Carter Dominic will be that split back, H-back, tight end. Rhett McGill, the first start behind quarterback, the 6', 167-pound freshman, Damian Wolf, will be in the backfield as our running back. When Delta takes the field on defense, across the front will be a 5-man front most of the time. All right, I got to get this one right, folks. This is one I had to look at. Emilio Arroyo Sierra will be starting at one end. Wyatt Flickinger, Parker Cone, Malachia Ambriz, and Brady Smith will be along in the middle. Landon Littermute, Case Keys, Kiesa, and Vincent Martinez will be your linebackers. Your 3 in the defensive backfield will be Carl Warner, Richard Flores, and Marcus Nagel. Not something we see very often, kind of a 5-3-2, 5-3-3, and they kind of flex in and out of that. So it's a very aggressive run-stopping defense, and it's going to be ready for a battle here tonight. Kicker is pretty good for them. He's hit a 35-yarder on the year. Brady Roth, he's a senior. He's going to be teeing it up. They fake the onside every single kickoff. They've done it twice, so coach in his notes said make sure that you are ready for that, because if you're spread out too far and not paying attention, they'll surprise you with it. Back deep for the Golden Bears, Carlin and Weber. And it's going to be Cade Carlin. He's going to take it over the middle to the 20, turns it upfield, finds a little crease out to about the 25, and a flag comes in from deep. It's one of the things that moving Carlin from quarterback does. It frees him up to be able to return kicks and do some other things.
Yeah, and he did a nice job there.
So we got a hold against the Golden Bears. We're going to back ourselves up 10 yards. You know, and one of the things we talked about with Coach, both on camera and off camera this week in the coaches show, was just the number of penalties last week, which from a coaching standpoint is maddening. It's stuff that you can scheme, you can plan all you want. But one of the things about this Golden Bear offense is we're not a big play offense. Last year, we were able to strike for 15, 20, 25, 30 yards. So if you got behind schedule, you were okay. This year's team, when you go to 2nd and 13 or 1st and 15, it's a tough ask. But right now the Golden Bears have it 1st and 10, ball on the 14-yard line, moving from right to left. McGill takes the first snap, throws it out in the flat. His first pass is complete to Weber, and Weber's got space. Ball comes loose, recovered by Delta. It's going to be a turnover.
So even when you get a good pass like that, you shoot yourself in the foot again.
You do everything right. Pass 1 for 1, completed. Got about 9 on the play. Got 10 on the play, but the fumble is going to go the other way. And you give this potent Panther offense a short field. They have the ball 1st and 10, ball on the 29-yard line. We'll set their offense here in a second. Starting with the power T, you've got 2 tight ends, nobody split out, and it's going to be Lindermute right up the middle. Well read by the Golden Bears. He's going to get about 3 on the play to bring up a 2nd down. For this Delta offense, Brady Smith, Parker Cone, Cass Kiesa is the center. Carter Mitchell, Alex Coder, your tight ends, Cade Lindermute and Carl Warner. Behind the quarterback, Eric Freiss, another freshman, is Vincent Martinez, Landon Lindermute. And then it switches back and forth. Sometimes it's Flores, sometimes it's Warner. And it's going to be, once again, Lindermute right up the middle, driving the pile inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line. I believe they're going to spot him, where it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Landon Lindermute, the ball carrier, tackled by Carter Sickle.
Carter Sickle making that first start at defensive tackle on the stop. Logan Carter, Kate Spizak, Carter Sickle, Jacob Uran up front for the Golden Bears. Damian Wolf, Lucas Reed, the freshman, Connor Hogan moving back to linebacker. Defensive backfield, Aiden Wallace, Anthony Weber, your corners. Cade Carlin, Vincent Taylor, your safeties. Going to split Flores out to the left. Going to the wing T, looks an awful lot like Army, and it's going to be once again Lindermute up the middle, and he's going to be stopped short. Going to bring up 4th down and about 3. Waiting to see if they trot Brody Roth off the sideline, and they're not. Emmerich Freiss, the quarterback, jogs back to the sideline with the play. 4th down, long 2, short 3, and they're going to spread it out. Something you don't see often from this Delta team. 5 wide. Frice in an empty backfield. Throws a slot pass complete to Lindermoot. Inside the 10, inside the 5, brought down for 3. Lindermoot took about 4 steps, turned around, gave a big, easy target to his quarterback, hit him right in the chest. First down. Delta first and goal inside the 5.
First and goal, Panther.
Twins in the backfield. H-back to the left, 1 receiver outright. Pitch is going to go wide, touchdown. Delta, Carl Warner scampers around the end, 5 yards for the touchdown.
The ball carrier. Touchdown, Delta.
That was precision right there.
Well, and turnovers, partner. It's one of the things the Golden Bears, even in an 0-3 start, one of the things we've done well is we've not turned the ball over. To start the game with a turnover is just absolutely not what this staff or these players wanted tonight. Roth on to try the extra point. Snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it's good. 9:29 on your main stops of Northwest Ohio scoreboard. Delta 7, the Golden Bears nothing. The Golden Bears only got to run 1 play with the fumble, turning things back over to the Panthers. And it's just one of the things that you can't do against a good team is you can't give them a short field.
No, absolutely not. And that's exactly what what happened with the Bears.
Had a really nice, it was a great design play. I mean, to get 10 yards on a first down, to get your young freshman quarterback a completion to start this one out, and then to turn it over is a tough way to start this one. Golden Bears going to be digging out of a hole. And we'll see what this offense can do as they come back out. And again, Delta's out in that little sugar-tight huddle as they get ready to kick this one off from the near hash mark, right on the 40-yard line. Bryan keeps their front men narrow, their back men up tight, getting ready for them to do the little run-up. Now they go back to the regular kickoff. Roth steps off back to about the 30, 4 or 5 steps over. They run a 5-by-5 kickoff. The run up, and the ball's in the air. End over end kick once again. Going to be Carlin. He's going to take it to the 10. Fumbles it, but he comes out over the 20, 25. Going to be dragged down right at about the 25-yard line. See if they give him a little bit of progress maybe. Nope, they're going to say not quite the 25. They're going to mark it at the 23 where the Golden Bears will take over first down and 10 to go. You can see the theme and the style of this Delta defense is on that first pass. Weber had the ball carrying a little bit loose, got punched out. That time when they wrapped Cade Carlin up, every hand that came in was more worried about getting the ball than getting the stop, trying to punch that one out. McGill behind center, gives it to Wolf over the right side, picking his way out over the 25. Nice little gain to about the 28. Gain of 5 for Damien over that right side. He's found home out there all season long.
Yeah, he really has, and he's had trouble going up the middle at times, but he did a great job there, getting it where he needs to there on the outside corner.
Just being patient, letting the hole come to him. You're going to 2-by-1 for the Golden Bears with Carter Dominic at the H-back, shuffling over to the left now, which will give us 2 to each side. And once again, it's going to be Wolf. Nice hole up the middle, met at the 30, going to be stood up and dropped just over the 30-yard line to break up third down and about 3 to go. Just under 3 to go for Damien. Task Chiesa on the tackle for the Panthers. I was really happy because I wasn't sure how to pronounce that young man's name, and I ran into his mom with his name on the back of the shirt, so I asked her. She was very happy to let me know how to pronounce her boy's name. 2x2 for the Golden Bears, slots each way. You got Carter Dominic, a new look, out split wide to the right. Pass is tipped, caught. Nice play that time by Anthony Weber. Pass was tipped coming out of McGill's hands. Weber stayed with it, made the catch, gets the first down.
Yeah, nice job there by the Delta defender to get a paw on it, but then Weber kept with the play, and that was good for Bryan first down. First down of the game.
I've got to say, I'm impressed with the freshman at quarterback starting his first varsity game. 2 for 2. Doesn't look rattled out there at all. Now they're going to roll him out. Not the threat to run, but throws it into coverage, tipped and picked off. It's going to come back the other way. Alex York on the interception.
So we're about 4.5 minutes into the game and 2 turnovers for the Golden Bears already.
Looks a little bit like the Browns did last week against the Cowboys. I mean, that went through it. One of those he may want to have back. It is the thing that happens when you have a pocket passer versus a quarterback like Jace who is ready to pull it down and run. And that's one of the things where maybe he could learn a little bit from Cade Carlin. Cade wasn't afraid to throw the ball away.
No, absolutely. Delta got their second drive of the game now.
Both of them starting in plus territory. Littermoot over the left-hand side, good for about 5.
And this is the Delta offense. They want to chunk 5 yards at a time. They don't care how they do it. 5 yards at a time, chew up the yards, chew up the first downs, and beat you.
As we said in the pregame, this Delta team is a very good ball team, and it's a very good offense. But other than the Ayersville game, they've not blown anybody out because this is what they do. They're not going to come out and hang 40 or 45 on you most nights. They're just going to grind it out and beat you by 3 or 7. And Lindermoot again. This time he's got a hole up the middle, inside the 25, inside the 20. And it's one of the things I've been impressed with this young man for 2 years. He runs the ball so patiently.
He does. He waits for his hole to open up. And when he's good enough that when first hole doesn't open, he finds the second hole.
Panthers inside the red zone again on the 19, first down, 10 to go. But we told you you're going to get a big dose of Lindermoot, and for everything except the touchdown, he's carried the ball every play.
Yep, he really has.
So we're going to see a big dose of that young man tonight. And they'll lull you to sleep, and then they'll come out and Warner or Martinez. And we've got a timeout. Timeout on the field. 6:31 to go on your main stops of Northwest Ohio scoreboard with Delta driving. We'll take one with them. You're on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
Discover great job skills training at Northwest State. With over 50 different programs available, there is something for everyone. Providing hands-on training and education is the community college advantage.
Nobody likes an awkward silence, but you can actually use it for something good.
You haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
Welcome back to Delta. Delta takes their first time out, 6:31 on your main stops of Northwest Ohio scoreboard. Open when you need them. You're always near a main stop on Thirsty Thursday, every Thursday. And a huge thank to our broadcast partners. No one covers Williams County sports like 100.9 B-Rock. And follow your Bryan Golden Bears all season long on Q96.5. Listen on air, online, or at WBNO, WQCT.com. First down, 10 to go. Delta ball on the 19-yard line. In the shade of the press box. And once again, it's going to be Warner over the left-hand side. Inside the 15 to about the 14. Gain of 5. First down, 5 yards. We're going to say that all night, partner. First down, 5 yards.
That's how the Delta offense is built.
It's going to be a lot of 2nd and 5s. You know, one of the things that needs to happen is you need to get a team like this off schedule and force them to throw. Like we said, they've got 1 yard passing in the last 2 weeks, and they've only threw the ball about 3 times. Coming this way, that's going to be number 4 on the carry, Vincent Martinez, the sophomore. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. Spizak and Carter on the tackle for the Golden Bears, your 2 defensive tackles. 3rd down, 5 to go, which is what the Bears want to do. You want to keep these guys a little bit behind their schedule.
Yep.
With all the turnovers, things have been happening so fast. Haven't been able to get a good look at Connor Hogan back there at linebacker tonight. See how he's flowing to the ball. Double team that time as Lindermoot tries to get to the edge. It's going to be enough for a 1st down. Well, the Delta offensive line knows where Connor Hogan is because that time as they fired off the ball, both the tackle and the center went looking for him right off the bat.
Yeah, and, they know that Connor Hogan's a playmaker. Wherever he is on the field, they just wanted to, get in his way and disrupt him.
1st and goal, Delta.
1st and goal, Delta again. 5:12 to go here in the 1st quarter. They're going to split. A slot out to the right. A rare formation for Delta.
Split end, as they call it.
Yeah, a split end. And it's going to be Lindermoot up the middle. Not much room. Going to give him about 1 on the play, I think. 2nd down and goal.
Tackled by Connor Hogan along with Carter Sickle.
And there was Hogan and Sickle teaming up for the tackle.
Gain of 1. 2nd and goal.
It's one of the things that we don't think about all that often. But when you're moving from defensive tackle, where your mindset is just getting off a block, to linebacker and you're reading flow, that's a big change.
It is. It's 2 totally different positions.
1 in motion for Delta to the left. Last time they did this, they ran that way, and here they go. Lindermoot around the outside gets ushered out of bounds. Well played by the Golden Bears.
Yeah, he did a good job. Golden Bears pursued. Carter Dominic was in there making a good peruse and chased him down. It's just student body right, student body left.
It's going to bring up 3rd and goal, ball right at the 4. They're going to mark it at the 4. Looks just outside the 4. Clock stopped at 4:24 here with the play out of bounds. Back to their 32 set. 3 running backs, 2 tight ends. And it's going to be Lindermoot up the middle, cuts back, drives forward, pushes forward, and I believe they're going to say he's in. Another touchdown for Delta. It was close. I thought it was going to be 4th and goal, but instead you get a 4-yard touchdown run for Lindermoot to make it 13-0 with 4:19 to go. We'll bring Brody Roth back on to try his 2nd extra point of the night.
And both of these touchdowns are because of
turnovers.
Bryan turnovers.
Brody Roth to attempt the extra point.
Out of the hole to Richard Flores. The kick is up, and it's good. No doubt about that one. 4:19 to go, 14-0 Delta. And like you said, partner, both of those come after short fields. 2 touchdown drives. They've had the ball, only moved the ball 69 yards for 2 touchdowns because we've turned the ball over to them twice.
Yeah, and that's a big problem if you're the Golden Bears. You cannot not do that. Turnover. You can't beat yourself. Delta's got enough players to beat you. You can't beat yourself.
The reality is it's tough to beat a bad football team if you turn the ball over. It's tough to beat a bad football team if you shoot yourself in the foot with a bunch of penalties. It's really tough when you're playing against a good football team like this Delta program is becoming. That they're out there, they want to prove something. These seniors haven't made the playoffs yet. They want a shot to go and prove at the next level.
Yep, for sure. And again, I said it in the pregame, there is different mentality here in Delta.
And you can tell, this place is full tonight on the Delta side. Nice traveling contingent for our Golden Bears, too, as the sun's beginning to dip behind the horizon to give them a little bit of better visual on the field.
Brody Roth to kick off for the Panthers.
4:19 to go in the first, and the Golden Bears down by 14. Roth, let's see if he goes to Carlin again. And he does. It's been about the same kickoff all 3 times. Carlin takes it at the 10. He's got a crease. brought down out near the 40-yard line. That was maybe one of the best returns we've seen for the Golden Bears all year, as he found a crease and he went.
Yeah, big. I mean, 30-yard gain on there. On that, and you started at the 40, a good field position. Now you got to capitalize.
Well, just got my update from my friend in Defiance. Defiance beating Van Wert 14-0 at historical Egger Stadium where we opened up. Wolf up the middle. He's got a crease to the second level inside Delta territory to the 48.
Nice job there with a pickup of 12 for Damien.
11-yard gain. First and 10, Bryan.
Oh, they're going to say 11.
Going to give him 11, first down for the Golden Bears. And got the ball out over midfield. Going to be Carlin out of the backfield this time. Takes off over the right-hand side. Out over the 45 to almost the 44. Nice gain of about 4.5, 5 on the play. They're going to mark him right at the 45. So let's give him a gain of 4 on the play. Second down, 6 to go.
Nice job by Carlin. Gives you a little wrinkle in the backfield.
And if we talked about this Delta offense, wanting to hear a lot of 5-yard gains on first down, 2nd and 5, let's be honest, that's what this Golden Bear team wants to do too.
They would love that.
Going to be Wolf picking his way up the middle. He's got enough for another Bryan first down.
Pickup of 6.
And something that we haven't seen this year, but it's one of the things Carlin lets us do. We saw this formation a lot last year with Damien and Sam in the backfield with Jace. We haven't seen a lot of 2-back sets this year. It's something that Bryan can do, and we're going to stick with it. Carlin and Wolf shadow McGill, and it's going to be Carlin again. He cuts back nice inside the 35. We may have found a little magic, partner.
Yeah, and it was interesting because one of the knocks on Carlin the past couple weeks is he had like a situation where there was green grass in front of him and he always trying to throw that pass. And here, when he's a lead runner, here he goes.
Yeah, he's picking his way through. Going to split him out wide left now. Wallace wide right. Wolf is going to go to the right, picking his way through traffic up near another first down. Going to be a little bit short, but nice, consistent movement of the ball. Going to bring up a 3rd and 2.
Manageable, yeah.
Staying on schedule. Landon Lindermoot on the tackle. I don't know how many times last year we talked about Lindermoot tackling Sam and Sam tackling Lindermoot. They just seemed to trade tackles last year. Quick run up the middle by Wolf. Hits the hole quick enough for another Golden Bear first down. As this quarter starts running towards its end, the Golden Bears have some offense going in the right direction.
Yeah, and it's not turning the ball over. It's not beating yourself.
Ball at the 27, first down 10 as the main stop to Northwest Ohio scoreboard runs near 1:45 to go here in the first quarter. And again, those twin backs in the backfield, and this time we're going to get a penalty, false start against the Golden Bears.
Penalty flag. False start, Bryan.
Don't want to see that. We saw way too much of that last week.
Last week, indeed. And it was that left side of the offensive line last week that was the problem.
1st and 15. Bryan getting the play from the sideline now as the clock is started. 1:35 to go here in the first quarter. Wallace switching over to the right side of the field. Carlin going to be wide left. Carlin and Weber to the field. Wallace to the boundary. Wolf in the backfield. Going to play action pass. Just a little bit. Led him well, but a little bit hot, a little bit high. Nice look of play action. Actually did freeze the linebackers, gave him a hole to throw it in. Just a little bit hot.
Second down and 15.
Second 15, 1:20 to go here in the first quarter. Weber in the slot, Carlin split wide to the left, Wallace lone receiver to the right. Dominic in the H-back position. It's going to be Wolf up the middle. Not much room that time. Maybe 1, 2 on the play. Going to give him 1. I give him 2.
Cade Lindermuth on the tackle.
The other Lindermuth, the younger brother, Cade Lindermuth, who plays tight end on the tackle for the Panthers.
Gain of 1. 3rd and 14.
3rd and long. 10 seconds on the play clock, 45 seconds on the game clock. McGill back to pass, looks, has time, has a receiver. Going to be complete to Carlin. Going to get to about the 25. Going to bring up a 4th down. Let's see if we want to bring it to the end of the quarter, think about it, and come back out with a play for 4th down. We're in that zone where it's no sense punting, too far for a field goal.
4th down and 7.
4th and 7 for the Golden Bears. 15 seconds to go in the quarter.
They can bring it to the end of the
They
quarter.
can bring it to the end of the quarter.
Got 15 seconds, about a 3-second discrepancy between the two.
And it looks like we're not going to go anywhere. And that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter here in Delta, with Delta leading your Golden Bears 14-0 with Bryan driving. You're listening to Bryan Golden Bear football on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Here at the Williams County Veteran Service Office, our mission is plain and simple. We are here to serve our local Williams County veterans and their dependents. We are staffed with trained service officers who have the compassion and understanding to assist their fellow veterans in obtaining all federal and state benefits that they have earned. Additionally, we provide emergency financial assistance and transportation to VA medical centers. So if you're a veteran or a dependent of a veteran, stop in today and see how we can help you at the Williams County Veteran Service Office.
At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we understand that family is at the heart of everything we do.
Being family-owned and family-focused is not just a slogan for us, it's a way of life. We walk alongside you during life's most challenging moments, providing a guiding hand and a shoulder to lean on.
With heartfelt care and attention to detail, we tailor each service to honor the life and the memories of your loved one. We treat you like family because your journey is our journey.
Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Family-owned, family-focused.
Welcome back here to Delta. We're getting ready to start second quarter action. Bryan with a big 4th and 7 play. Other scores from around the area. Center leading Archbold 14-0. Ayersville Fairview tied at 7. Defiance Silver Van Wert 7-0. Eden over Margaretta 7-0. Antwerp Edgerton no score. Evergreen PH no score. Wauseon Swanton no score. 4th down 7. Wolf by himself in the backfield. McGill looks, has a receiver. Oh, just out of the grip of Carter Dominic. Carter Dominic's going to see that one tomorrow on film, look at his quarterback and go, my bad.
Yeah, that was a beautiful pass. Well thrown spiral. Got his hands on it, got to bring it, put it down.
But when we see, that's a new wrinkle that the Golden Bears haven't had for the first 3 games, is being able to get that ball down the field.
Yep. I mean, they went 36 yards with it.
McGill had all day back there to throw, found his receiver. And, you know, one of the things they say is sometimes the worst place to hit a receiver is right in the hands.
Yep,
now, Carter had to go up and get it.
Yep, he did. It was a little tall.
That power formation once again for Delta. They're going to bring one in motion. They're going to pass, throwing it out on the flat. They've got a receiver. He's open, makes his catch out over the 30 to the 32. Connor Hogan on the tackle for the Golden Bears.
Wow, that was a big pickup there.
Pass was completed
9
to Marcus Noggle. Almost doubled their passing yards for the season on that one play. You all think we're joking. They came into this game with 25 yards total passing on the season. That was a pickup of 9. Going to run motion again. Going to fake the pitch. Up the middle is going to be Lindermuth, enough for a first down, which is all they want to do. I went back and watched some of the Big Board Friday stuff on WTOL because it's the only place you can get any kind of film for us on this team. And you see that Lindermuth can break one. The Bears have been doing a really good job of keeping them contained for those 5, 6, 7, 8 yard gains. But what we need is to get them behind the sticks. We haven't been able to do that all night. Delta's turned us over 3 times now. 1 fumble, 1 interception, and once on downs. Tight formation, one receiver split wide to the right. Going to be a jet sweep. That's going to be Martinez. Runs into big Logan Carter, but he's going to get a gain of about 3 on the play.
That was a lot of running for 3
A lot
yards
of play.
for Martinez.
They're going to give him 4. Connor Hogan and Logan Carter on the tackle. Yeah, that was a lot of running around in the backfield to get those 4 yards. You got the wing backs both way. Lindermoot in 5 yards deep. And he's going to get it on that quick fullback handoff up the middle. That fullback dive is so tough. It's going to be enough for a first down. If you ever watch Navy and Army and that quick handoff up the middle to the fullback, he's on the line about before the defense gets out of their stance, and that's what they do, and they do it really well here.
And, you know, the key is you've got to have that transition or that handoff, be the key. You know, as you're coming through with that head of steam, if you don't have that practice down, that handoff, you're going to run into some trouble running this. And you have a freshman quarterback, and he's done a masterful job.
He really does. He has. Going back to the 3 backs in the backfield. Martinez goes in motion, and it's going to be Lindermoot going to that side, picks his way back upfield, cuts it across the 50. Going to mark him at the 49, 9.5. Spizak on the tackle for the Golden Bears. 9.5 to go here in the second quarter on your main stops of Northwest Ohio scoreboard. Open when you need them. You're always near a main stop with Thirsty Thursday every Thursday. Flores split wide to the right. 2 backs in the backfield. It's going to come this way. It's going to be not Lindermoot this time. That's going to be handed off to Nagel on the carry. All right, I called him Noggle the first time. Noggle in Defiance, Nagel in Delta. All right, I got it now.
That was a big pickup.
Gain of
7.
About 7.
First and 10, Panther.
And that's the thing about this Panther team. You look like you think, oh, that's about 2 or 3 yards. And suddenly it's 6 or 7 yards. Do the easy things well, and that's what this Panther team has been doing so far this season and so far here tonight. That's going to be Lindermoot up the middle, and now he's got the crease, and there he goes. 30, 20, 10, touchdown. And that's the big one. Yep. That's the 41-yarder. They keep doing it over and over and over again, and it's the same play, and all they need to do is to get that one block.
Yep. They lull you to sleep with those short runs through the middle, and then they cut it to the outside, and there's the block, and he's gone.
Brings Roth on to try the extra point again.
7-play, 76-yard drive, 3 minutes, 26 seconds.
And the kick is up, and the kick is good. 8.5. Well, 8:27 actually to go here in the first half. Delta 21, Bryan nothing. We got them the right way that time. We got them packed in their own end of the field, and they were able to flip the field on us, drive it down, and score. See about those other scores around that we did not get to when we came back. Liberty Center scored again. It's 21-0. Liberty over Archibald is as the same as score as is here. PH is up on Evergreen now, 14-0. Wasion Swanton, still no score reported. I've got first quarter on my score app, so there may be something going on. Montpelier's up on Van Loo, 21-0. And those are all the score changes coming in. We really need to do something with it this time. It'd be nice to put a number on the board here, partner.
Yeah, absolutely would be. And they had a 9-play drive last time. Just not able to do anything with it. You have a play to the end zone, and that's what you got to be okay with. I mean, you put yourself in that position.
So once again, Carlin and Weber back deep for the Bears. I'm going to go out on a limb here. before the season's over, if they keep kicking to Cade Carlin, he's going to take one to the house.
Yeah.
Not sure which game, not sure against who, but he's going to take one to the house. Big run up by Roth. They do that little short fake onside. Then he gets the run up and the big boot. This one's going to knuckle, going to bounce, taken at the 10. Carlin over the 20. Again, finds the crease up the sideline to the 30, knocked out of bounds at about the 34, 35-yard line. Another good return by Carlin.
Yeah, I think we found a little bit of spark here with Cade Carlin returning kicks.
Well, I think returning kicks and on that last drive running the ball. He was just, taking him away from quarterback relieves him from that pressure, and you can put him in those positions to be carrying the ball, and he's done really well.
The last two drives have started with great field position for the Bears.
Ball at the 41, 8:21 to go. And we got a flag on the play.
Ball start again.
I didn't see who jumped. They're talking about it. I haven't seen the signal coming from
the far official.
The
far official.
He's coming in. There's two flags.
I don't think we got the right angle there to look at that before the play started.
I'm not sure what that sign is.
I thought he came in, went like this, but
he put a hand behind his head.
And the Bears.
Is that an illegal substitution?
Penalty on the Panthers.
Okay.
1st and 5. I'm not sure what the penalty was.
Nobody has a clue what the penalty was.
No. Even the press box just said penalty on the Panthers.
Yeah.
Tell you what we'll do, folks, is I will give you I'll get a hold of my buddy in California who's a California official and ask him what that sign is, and we'll try to get to you after halftime.
I thought he was coming through with this.
It looked like a charging foul in basketball is if you're looking for what the symbol was. Going to be Wolf. He's just met in the backfield, powers his way back to the line of scrimmage, but that's all he gets.
They were ready for that one.
Tackled by Parker Cone.
Parker Cone came in there
stop.
and just blew that up.
And we talk about that by seeing Carter Sickle at defensive tackle. Parker Cone is the same size as Carter Sickle. It's that little quick defensive tackle who gets through the block. Dominic in motion this way, and it's going to be Damian coming this way. Has to spin off one tackle, and again, just has to fight to get back to the line of scrimmage.
He was going to be lost behind the line of scrimmage, but he did a nice spin move off of his blocker.
No gain. 3rd down and 5.
So we got the 5 yards in the penalty and haven't gone anywhere since. 3rd down, 5 to go for the Golden Bears. All right, I've sent the text to Mark. We'll see if he lets us know what that penalty is. Now we've got whistles on the field again, and the Golden Bears are going to take a timeout. With 7:15 to go here in the first half, 21-0 Delta. We'll take a timeout with the one on the field. You're on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan Built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan Built.
Welcome back here as Bryan talking things over this 3rd down and 5 to go. Got 5 yards on the penalty and then was not able to do anything. Damian Wolf's been hitting the backfield the last 2 plays in a row. Big 3rd down here. 21-0, don't want to give Delta the ball back. We've got the 2 backs in the backfield with McGill. Weber going in motion, stops just on the hash mark, and it's going to be Carlin coming this way, and he's wrapped up, gets out of one tackle, but can't escape the next.
Boy, I tell you what, I like the way that Carlin was just chewing his legs.
Tackled by
Flickinger on the tackle, and it's going to bring up 4th down and 5. We've gone nowhere.
3 plays, 0 yards.
Going to bring up Jacob Uran to punt. Yep, Jacob Uran's on for the punt.
Jacob Uran back to punt for Bryan.
Big knuckleball punt. Drives him back inside the 10, but there's a crease. Vincent Taylor on the tackle out near the 30. And we got a flag that just came in really late. That's going to be 15 on somebody. The line judge just threw a flag in 3 seconds after that play was over.
Try to see if we can get a...
See if we got a replay on it. They're pointing towards Delta. There's the punt.
44-yard punt, 20-yard return.
They're going to call a blindside block.
Blindside block.
Blindside block, and he went high. I was interested because the call that the official made looked like the targeting call in college, but in probably a blindside block, I'm guessing is what they're going to get.
The clock should be running at this point.
I don't think so.
I mean, almost more than a minute has gone off already.
Delta takes over at the 15-yard line.
That's really interesting to me. A minute and 20 seconds has gone off the clock since that.
And now
punt.
they got it stopped.
I think that's got to be reset.
We'll see if coach notices and calls it to the attention of the back judge. So the scoreboard clock really is for our convenience. The back judge keeps the time on the field. Going to be Warner on the carry.
Tackle by Connor Hogan.
Hogan on the tackle for the Golden Bears. Gain of about 1. Second down, 9 to go.
2nd and 9.
That is really interesting to me. A minute and 25 seconds-ish.
And nobody's noticed it.
Yeah.
Except us. You got good eyes, partner. That power backfield again. And again, going to be Leonard coming up the middle, cuts it out to the right side. Stacked up this time by the Golden Bears. Going to put him in 3rd and long, maybe 7.
I'll tell you what.
6.
Bears had him trapped with somebody around his legs. Carter Sickle had it around his legs, and he did a good job of keeping moving and still picking up 3.
3rd down and 6.
3rd and 6 for the Panthers. Ten seconds on the play clock as they break the huddle. Slot to the field side, and now we're going to get.
I think Coach Vickers called a timeout.
Timeout. Delta 3:47 to go here in the first half. 21-0. Those 2 short fields coming back to bite us.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you start the game with back-to-back turnovers, that is what you're going to get. It is imperative when you're this young of a team, starting a freshman quarterback tonight, moving a bunch of positions around, that you not beat yourselves. Delta is a good football team. If they get to run their offense, they're going to beat us. But we can't beat ourselves.
Yep, exactly right.
Especially since, for the most part, the Bears have done pretty well.
Other than one big run. Yeah, other than the one big run by Leonard Moot there for the 3rd score, we've contained him fairly well. I'm not sure exactly how many yards he has, but we've contained him really well. We have done, a really good job. I think McGill's been good. I would say that he would probably look at film tomorrow and want that pass back that was intercepted. He kind of threw it into a crowd. Maybe throw it away to play again another day. And I'm sure Carter Dominic's going to say we should have had 7, for that pass in the end zone. But when you look, it's not been a bad half of football other than those 2 turnovers.
Yeah. And Coach said about it in his preview in the paper that it's the mental mistakes that are killing us.
Now here comes an interesting formation as they went 3 wide, and they got Carter Dominic back covering receivers, and they're going to go deep downfield over everybody.
Well, the reason that pass was incomplete was because the receiver fell down. The one that was intended for fell down. Lindermuth sprinted the best he could. I think that was intended to the guy in the flat that fell down.
I do too. I think it was supposed to be a little type of almost a wheel route.
Yeah.
Alex York, the punt for the Panthers.
2 back deep for the Golden Bears. Well, I'm going to have to take a timeout now as the referees just made Weber come off the field for an equipment change. Now they're going to go with 1. All right, changing things up now. They're going to move Carlin back, I believe, as the twin. Nope. They're going to move Wallace back. Wallace and Carter and Carlin back deep. Jacob Uran almost got to that punt. Punt is going to be fair caught. Again, good starting position for the Golden Bears with 3.5 to go with the ball on inside the 40-yard line.
York's punt is fair caught. Aiden Wallace.
We're going to say just outside the 42-yard line where Aiden Wallace made that fair catch. It's a little more breezy here than what you think, and that was right into his face, and that punt got up in the air and really went nowhere.
23-yard punt.
Only 23 on the punt after Jacobs was 44 there to flip the field.
Now what you got to do here is use every bit of this 3 minutes and 34 seconds and get a score.
Going to bring motion to the field side. It's going to go 3 by 1. McGill back to pass. Pocket breaks down. Steps out. Throws it off his back foot as he's hit and going to be picked off.
McGill's pass is intercepted.
And again, freshman mistake.
Yep. Again, he was getting hit. I mean, he was getting off his back foot. He underthrew it. He was looking for Cade Carlin down, and it'll just be a quick turnover on downs.
You know, it's tough. It's one of those things that if you're playing that freshman quarterback, throwing it off the back foot, and again, you know, those are simple mistakes that us old guys can see. But when you're a freshman on your first Friday night, and let's be honest, for these freshmen up here for Bryan for the last 2 years, their 7th grade team and their 8th grade team, they've been better than everybody on the field and can get away with it. Back to pass. They've got a receiver deep, and it's going to be dropped.
Oh,
they had Richard Flores was wide open behind everybody.
Open. That was 6 if Flores had caught that. Look at this on the Welling Construction replay. He had it in his hands and just dropped it. Like, worst place to hit him, in the hands.
Emmerich Freese threw a beautiful ball that time into the wind. Brings up 2nd down and 10, ball setting at the 35-yard line on the far hash. 2 tight ends, 3 backs. Now they're going to bring 1 in motion, and they're going to come this way. Good job of stretching it out by the Golden Bears. Nice cut back by Lindermuth to get out over the 40 to about the 42-yard line.
Pickup of about 6.
Does he remind you of a little bit of a thinner version of Sam last year? He takes a nothing play and turns it into 4, 5,
7.
In that case, 7. 3rd down, 3 to go. 2:50 to go here in the first half. 21-0 Delta on your main stops of Northwest Ohio scoreboard. Open when you need them. You're always near a main stop with Thirsty Thursday every Thursday. Flores split wide to the left. And here comes flags on the play. And I believe we're going to move him back.
Yep, false start as the side judge comes in.
Take it 3rd and now take it to 3rd and 8.
Delta has passed way more than I thought they would tonight.
Well, considering they had 1 yard in the last two games.
Right.
But, you know, I think that from a Delta standpoint, as you get into the heart of this schedule in the NWOAL, you know, you can't let them pack the box.
Yeah, you can't be one-dimensional.
You gotta push them back. I mean, if you look even here, Bryan's got nobody more than 7 yards off the ball. And Lindermuth's going to go nowhere that time.
maybe a yard.
Maybe. They're going to give him a yard. Jacob Uran on the tackle. But that's the thing, as you get into the heart of this schedule, you looked at the Golden Bears there on a passing down. We had nobody more than 7 yards off the line of scrimmage.
The punt for the Panthers.
And against really good teams, your centers, your PHs, you gotta get them out of the box. This punt, a little better this time, but it gets up in the air. Going to be fair caught at the 33. First down, Golden Bears.
Fair caught by Anthony Weber.
Well, if I repeat myself, what the Golden Bears need to do is use every bit of this clock and score.
That would be a really good plan. I like your coaching, partner.
I feel like I've said that, though. It didn't work last time.
Liberty Center now 37, Archbold nothing.
Wow.
Fairview 21, Ayersville 7, Defiance 21, Van Wert 7, Eden 20, Margaretta nothing. McGill back to pass again. As receiver, this one's going to be caught, brought down for a short gain. Going to be Weber on the completion.
Pass is complete. Anthony Weber on the reception.
PH 14, Evergreen nothing, and still no update from Wasion. The update from Edgerton is Antwerp 7, Edgerton nothing. Second down for Bryan in a hurry up now, and we got a flag coming late. I think it's going to be a false start from where the flag came from, or was somebody in the neutral zone? False start.
False start, Bryan.
It's a tough thing when you start to hurry it up.
Yep. Not everybody on the same page. Not everybody set.
And again, I don't want to belabor the point, but again, you got a new quarterback with a new cadence.
Yep.
It's a different voice you're listening to out there. And some quarterbacks, their emphasis is on different syllables, and it's going to be Wolf up the middle. He's going to get about 5, get the penalty back. Maybe 4 on the play.
Tackle by
Malachi Ambrose on the tackle. Inside a minute, 3rd and 6 to go for Bryan. And now I got to be honest, I'm thinking if I'm the coach, I am running this clock all the way down and maybe taking a timeout with 2 seconds on the play clock. And nope, there we go. It's going to be a run coming this way. Wolf has a little crease, closed quickly out over the 40 to about the 43. Going to be close, but I don't think he's going to get there.
Pick up
be
a
4th and 1.
Yep. He second effort, though.
Good second effort. 4th and 1. Bryan doesn't have to run another play. We got the wind at our back. Do we take a timeout and throw a Hail Mary?
I think we just take it to the house. Let's just take it to the locker.
You're coaching. You got coaching 201. I graduated after 101, and that's going to bring us to halftime here. 21-0 Delta on a really tough first couple of drives for the Golden Bears. The Golden Bears took the kickoff. First play from scrimmage was a complete pass that was fumbled. Delta goes in on the short field and scores. Second possession, Bryan gets the ball. They get a couple of plays. Then they throw a pass that's picked off. Delta takes it to short field and score. We trade a couple of punts. We come back. We pin Delta pretty deep. They have a nice drive, nice sustained drive. We have a chance to do something, and we have a pass that just gets dropped in the end zone. Just one of those things that this Golden Bear offense has just been snake bit all season long.
Yep, they
it's
really
just
have.
snake bit. And, there are certain things that you look and you go, okay, if they could. The reality is so many things that happen are just snake bit. Last week was penalties. This week has been a drop pass, a couple of turnovers, something that we haven't done all season long. More turnovers in the first half tonight than we've had all season.
Absolutely, and again, you can't beat yourselves.
And it's time for the Golden Bear Marching Band. We'll send it to the field with the Golden Bear Band, and then we'll come back for our halftime show. 21-0 Delta on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
From the 1989 movie, written by Danny Elfman, producers weren't sure he was the right composer, but after hearing his work, there was no more questions. Here is the Bryan song of our show opener, Batman. Our second chart is a classic, and it debuted in the 1970s, a time of disco, funk, soul, and what is now called classic rock. This anthem went up against songs like Bad Bad, Leroy Brown, Tie a Yellow Ribbon Around the Old Oak Tree, and Crocodile Rock. It did well against those charts, hitting number 14 on the Hot 100, and is an enduring rock classic to this day. Here's the Bryan Marching Band performing the Edgar Winter Group's song, Free Ride. Our third classic for tonight is a signature song by the Doobie Brothers. They had 16 Billboard Hot 100 Top 40 hits, including Listen to the Music, Long Train Running, Taking It to the Streets, and What a Fool Believes. The Bryan Marching Band will now take you to a small town in Texas as they perform one of those top 40 hits for you, which is a classic part of Doobie Brothers history. Here is the classic, China Grove. And junior NWOAL. The band would like to thank the Delta Marching Band for their hospitality to this evening. They thank everyone for your applause and wish you a safe drive home and a great weekend. Good night and go Bears!
Halftime from Panther Stadium. Delta leads Bryan 21-0. Going to take breaks, halftime breaks 1 and 2 together here. 1 and 2 together on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. So if you want to talk to your kids, you got to get it trending. I was just trying to get your attention.
Could I just ask?
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
Discover top-quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top-quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
Back out on the Golden Bears Sports Network, halftime 21-0 in favor of Delta. Chris Malanga, Dave Brobston, citizen extraordinaire.
Something like that, man. I don't know what it is. I want to talk a little bit about this Golden Bear offense and about how snake-bit we are. But the wrinkles we're able to see with McGill at quarterback. Couple of passes he's going to want to look at in film the bar and go, man, those were not the right passes. Yep. But that pass to Carter Dominic down in the end zone, that was beautiful. That was a perfect ball. And it gives us the ability to use Carlin in so many different ways. Yep. It's wrinkles that folks are going to have to think about with this Golden Bear offense going forward. And let's be honest, this was a change. When we did the coach's show on Tuesday, Coach was like, this is where we think we're going, but we're going to see how things play out in practice. So they really had 2 days practice with this crew on offense. And
yeah, they installed this on Wednesday, basically, told the kids about that. And going back to your point about Carlin's not returning kicks if he's playing quarterback.
No.
And he is, as a quarterback, he wasn't a running quarterback. He wasn't a running threat. I mean, he could have been, but he wasn't.
He wasn't.
But now lining up in the backfield, he knows the play is going to be a run, and he's making things happen with his leg.
Exactly. And, he's a threat out there at receiver that you've got to be aware of. And now, teams are going to be starting to get tape and go, okay, we need to find number 9 on the field.
Yep.
And, I'll say that I think as quarterback, I don't think teams were scheming around Cade Carlin the way they schemed last year around Jace Kepler. You move Cade around to running back to receiver, and you've got to go find him.
Yep.
You're going to have to do some scheming around that young man now.
Absolutely. And, he has the tools. He has the legs. He's shifty. You know what I mean? And you're using his strengths.
You are.
And you don't probably want to we joke in college about burning the red shirt. You don't generally want to do that with a freshman in the middle of the season. But if it gives you some more options, here we go. And the other thing is the mental mistakes are what the mistakes are the Golden Bears are making right now. It's mental. Until they get over that mental hump a little bit, start making the right plays, start thinking about what's happening on the field. You can solve that.
Yes. Yep. And one of the things we were talking about when the band was on is you start looking around the NWOAL. Let's be honest. You can be the 5th best team in the state, and our next 2 weeks are a grind.
Yep.
PH and Center at home, on the road, you can play them on Mars, and it's going to be, those are tough wins. But then you look at our last 4, Swanton, Evergreen, Wasion, and Archibald. Partner, the way those teams look this year, this team could still end up 4-6, come back tonight and be 5-5 on the season. I mean, that's the thing about this crazy game is, I've always joked about football is when you put a football on the ground, you never know where it's going to go because it's oblong. And the same thing's true about a football season. You get hot, you make a couple of things, and especially for a young team, this team just needs to believe they can score and believe they can win. And when that happens, all that youthful enthusiasm that was a bunch of clumsy puppy chewing up thing mistakes are suddenly going to be this focused high-energy attack. And I'm looking forward for good things in the second half of the season for this Golden Bear team.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing to think about is the Golden Bears historically have won a game that they shouldn't have won.
Yes.
There was a year that we were pretty terrible and we beat Patrick Henry on the road. I mean, there's just a game, it seems like every year, every other year, that it's a game you have no business of winning, and somehow you come out with it.
Unless you're Liberty, unless you're one of those teams. Most teams have one on there that you look at the schedule and you go, that's probably a loss, that you win. And when you go, that should be in the bag, that is a dogfight until the very end. So, that's just one of those things. While we're here at halftime, let's take a moment to thank our sponsors that let us bring all of this to you every single week on the Golden Bear Sports Network. For the Bryan Athletic Boosters, the Bryan Parks and Rec, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, Veteran Services of Williams County, Andres O'Neill and Lowe, the Daniel Van Atta Agency, Krill Funeral Home, Starks Plumbing and Heating, and the Thiel Supply Company. Thanks you all for all that you do, for letting us bring you Golden Bear Sports all season long here on the Golden Bear Sports Network. We're going to take one more break, and then we'll bring it back, go into a little bit of halftime, look at scores around the area, and get ourselves ready for the second half. 21-0 here, Delta over the Golden Bears from Panther Stadium in Delta on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Here at the Williams County Veteran Service Office, our mission is plain and simple. We are here to serve our local Williams County veterans and their dependents. We are staffed with trained service officers who have the compassion and understanding to assist their fellow veterans in obtaining all federal and state benefits that they have earned. Additionally, we provide emergency financial assistance and transportation to VA medical centers. So if you're a veteran or a dependent of a veteran, stop in today and see how we can help you at the Williams County Veteran Service Office.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
I'm Tom Turnbull of Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Family-owned, family-focused, celebrating our 100th anniversary, 2022.
It's great working with family. The relationship we have with one another allows us to focus on your family and help guide you through the planning process.
We focus in on your family's needs to make sure that everything is done the way that you and your family want.
Right now, our family wants a Golden Bear victory.
Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Family-owned, family-focused.
Welcome back here to Delta. 21-0. You know, partner, I said on my way back to Defiance, I wasn't sure how I was going to go home if I wanted to go down 109 because of the traffic from Liberty Center Archibald.
I'm guessing that might be a running clock.
It's 44-0 at halftime. I don't think that we're going to have to worry about any traffic around Liberty Center tonight after that ball game. It's going to be over pretty quick. So, yeah, 44-0 Center over Archibald. And I promised I wouldn't do it. But, man, Archibald got a gift last week with that field goal attempt.
Yes, they did.
They really got a gift.
They did.
Tenora beating Hicksville 20-13 over in the GMC. Fairview 28-7 over Ayersville. We've seen how good that Fairview ball team is. Antwerp over Edgerton 14-0. Eden over Margaretta 34-0. Defiance all over Van Wert. That's a team. I think this may drive them to 1-3 if they lose this game, and I wasn't expecting that.
I wasn't
early
either.
in the season. But as we said during that first game, they were kind of a one-man team, and if you can stop that one man, you stop Van Wert, and they're losing 27-7 to Defiance. PH over Evergreen 21-0. Pillier 40, Van Loon 0. Wauseon over Swanton 21-7. Those are scores from around the area. Don't know if we've got stats for the whole thing. We got a couple of touchdowns.
We do not. We do not. We had some new technology that has failed us, and so
technology is an amazing thing until it ain't.
I can give you the second half stats at the end of the half.
We'll do that. We'll do that.
But
I think the stats are 3 turnovers.
Yeah.
A drop pass in the end zone. And 2 really short fields. I mean, this game could very easily be 7-7. Now, you can what if yourself to death. The score is 21-0. We've turned the ball over 3 times, and we dropped a touchdown pass in the end zone. And good teams capitalize on your mistakes, and Delta's capitalized all night long on our short fields and on our mistakes.
Yeah, they really have. And, again, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse here when I say you can't beat yourselves. The conversation at halftime, the adjustments at halftime should be stop making mental mistakes.
Stop making mistakes. If it's one thing if a team beats you, it's another thing if you beat yourself.
Yeah.
And, there's nothing more frustrating from a coach's standpoint than a team that beats itself because you can't go out there and play the game for them. And, unfortunately, it's not an Xbox game that you can rage quit in the middle when you make 3 bad passes. I mean, that's just the reality of the game that you got to go through it. But it's also one of the things that wasn't unexpected when you're putting a young team on the field. I think Derek talked about it well last week, that the speed of the game, you don't replicate the speed of the game in practice.
Mm-mm.
And the speed of the game as an 8th grader is not the speed of the game at the varsity level. The speed of the game in high school is not the speed of the game. You don't see a lot of freshman quarterbacks starting in college. You don't see a lot of rookies until they sign that big contract starting in the NFL because it takes them a minute to adjust.
Yep. And the other thing to think about, how you're setting yourself up for the future, like because of numbers, there's no JV anymore this year. JV season is kaput because these JV players are playing in varsity. The 8th grade has almost as many kids as the varsity. So if those kids stick with it, they've won a couple of games this year. I think they're undefeated. They may be undefeated or maybe one loss.
Beat Delta 42-0 yesterday.
I mean, so you then duplicate or double the size of your team, and it's about growing a program.
It is, and Coach and I have talked about this on the Coaches Show, and we've talked about it, before we tape and after, is everybody wants a winning team. Yep. Winning teams are exciting. Winning teams are fun. Winning teams get you, painting the windows in your businesses in downtown. But if you talk to coaches, if your coaches had your choice, they would much rather build a PH, a Liberty Center, a Toledo Catholic, one of those schools that every year when you show up, it doesn't make any difference if you're starting 7 freshmen or 21 seniors, you're in for a fight all night long. And that's what it is to build a program. And it's one of the things that I think that I'm refreshed talking to Coach Staten, that I think that is his vision. He's going to put the kids out there. Some of them he has to because of injury, and some of them he has to because we've got a short roster. But some of them is these kids are getting Friday Night Light experience, and we saw it with Fairview this year. Look at how much better Fairview was against us this year than last year when all those kids were freshmen and sophomores.
Yep, absolutely.
And so that's what it is about building a program. Here we are. Delta is going to receive, which is the joy of winning the toss and being able to defer.
Absolutely. Replays happening all game long by Welling Construction, a third-generation family-owned general contractor. We specialize and pride ourselves in building quality custom homes, major renovation projects, and commercial work. Your vision, our expertise. Contact us at 419-636-3712. And Dave, I don't have a graphic for this, and I probably should have, but next week is homecoming week, and we've got the homecoming game night, which will be happening on Wednesday night, 5:30 for food, games for the whole family, and the bonfire for that. So that's Wednesday night, 5:30, Golden Bears Stadium, in case of rain, inside the Bryan High School gym.
And the Golden Bears need to give me a win next Friday night at homecoming, because on Saturday, I'm making the trip down to Columbus for my beloved Thundering Herd, running into that buzzsaw that is the Buckeyes. And I got a feeling I'm not going to be doing a lot of cheering on Saturday. Now, stranger things do happen, as Northern Illinois showed Notre Dame this week. I'm sorry, not going to talk to you about that.
Don't talk to me about that. Brian, get a kickoff here.
Jacob Uran to kick off for the Golden Bears. Got it teed up in the middle of the field on the 40, as Uran does. It's always one of the fascinating things to me is watching how these high school kickers, where they decide to tee up at.
Yep.
Roth tees it up on the right hash every time. Jacob Uran is almost always in the center of the field. 5x5 kickoff, the boot in, and it's a nice driving kick. Going to be short hopped and fumbled at the 5, picked up at the 7, dancing around, not much room. Going to be swarmed under at about the 16-yard line. Good kick, good coverage by the Golden Bears.
Yeah, it was a good kick. It was kind of like a line drive kick almost, and it caused, as you see here on the Welling Construction replay, it bounced right in front of the receiver is what it did. He didn't drop it. It just bounced right in front of him. The line of scrimmage is going to be the 17. Tell you what, he made something out of nothing, though, didn't he?
He did. He did. But that's the thing we've said about this Delta team all night, how they've been able to make something out of nothing on a lot of plays. Starting out with one receiver to the right, 2 backs in the backfield behind Freese.
Reverse.
And it's got room, and it's nice play by Carlin to stop the touchdown. I got to be honest, I'm glad you saw, partner. I lost the ball.
Yeah, it was a reverse, and you could see it on the replay. He handed off to Martinez, and then Martinez gave it right back. Is that Lindermoot? No, that was...
Looking for a number?
Warner? Is that Warner, number 9?
That was Warner, number 9. 33-yard pickup.
Wow.
Big plays, and with that power running game, you get flowing to the ball, and suddenly they're bringing it back the other way.
Yep.
It was a fancy version of a counter play.
Yep.
Ball right at midfield now, and this is going to be Lindermoot over the right side. Not much room. They're going to give him back to the line of scrimmage, but not much more. Nice flow to the ball that time by the Golden Bear defense. Going to be exactly no gain on the play. Carter Sickle on the tackle for the Golden Bears.
No gain. 2nd and
Good to see Carter Sickle getting involved there.
It is. He's had a nice job of tackling. I count 4 or 5 tackles for him this evening. Now in the traditional wing tee, bringing one in motion this way and going to hand it up the middle. And that's going to be Lindermoot into the second level. Going to be, I think, just short of the first down or right at the first down. Going to be third down and a short 1.
Tackle by Carter Sickle along with Connor Hogan.
That little bit of eye candy that gets your eyes going across the formation, and here comes Lindermoot on that quick handoff. Third down, 1 to go. 10-20 to go here in the third quarter. Your main stops at Northwest Ohio scoreboard still has a score. Delta 21, Bryan nothing. Up the middle, well read, nice move, Lindermoot, and he's got a gap and he's gone. 40-yard touchdown for Lindermoot. And I looked at us attacking the A gaps, and I'm like, that's a brilliant play, but there's a lot of risk to it. You bring the blitz. If you don't get him, he's gone, and that's exactly what happened that time. 40 yards up the middle, touchdown Lindermoot, 27-0.
Wow.
2 big plays.
Absolutely.
The reverse for 33, the touchdown for 40, and that makes an 85-yard field not nearly so long. Just under 2 minutes on the drive. 2 big plays, 1 touchdown. Delta 28, your Golden Bears nothing here on the Golden Bears Sports Network. We'll be right back for the kickoff after this word from our sponsors.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
Welcome back. Man, that's a tough one.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you do such a good job. Get them to 3rd and 1. They get the first down, and then boom.
The big reverse play, you have a great kick. You trap them deep in their own territory. You get the big reverse play. Okay, good hustle by the defense on the back end to keep that one from going to the house. But then, you come downhill into the A gaps, and it was the right play call.
Absolutely.
Because that's exactly where they were going. We're right over the center. But if you don't get them on that blitz, and all their guards did was just moved our guys an inch out of the way, and that's all Lindermoot needs is about an inch to be able to swivel. Try this again, Brobston. Swivel his hips through the hole, and he was gone.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It was the right play call. They come in on the blitz, stuff the box, and Delta just read it well.
As we 28-0, and partner, I hate to say it, after talking about the Liberty Center score, we're only 1 score away from going to the running clock. Roth on to kick off. Carlin and Weber back deep.
Ooh, that's a
short kick. Going to be
and he fumbled it.
Ball is loose on the field, and I'm thinking that is waiting for him to pull him apart on the pile.
I think the Bears got it back.
I think the Bears got it back. I'm not seeing a point going the other direction. That was big.
Yes, it was. Again, turnovers. Just can't do it.
Bryan going to huddle. One of the things that Coach talked about is we may see a few more huddles this time.
Well, when you get a new quarterback in there.
You got to do it. I'm not sure who got on the ball for the Golden Bears. I saw a few of them on the bottom of the pile. McGill takes the snap, and he's going to run. That's Carter Dominic. That's the Hulk smash package. Yep. That's the Hulk smash package with Carter Dominic in at quarterback to start this second half.
That's a good pickup. That's 7.
Tackled by Marcus Nagel, along with Cass.
And it's another new wrinkle. And for those that don't get here in time, we don't have our cameras trained on it before the game for all the warm-up. Carter Dominic was actually taking snaps as a number 2 quarterback tonight.
He's in Wildcat again.
And this time it's going to be the read option. This time well read by looking for the number 56, I believe. Wyatt Flickinger, 55. Broke down, did not take the bait of Damian Wolf and hit Carter Dominic where you have to hit him right at the legs. McGill back on the field at quarterback now. The traditional offense up as it's 3rd down and 3 to go. Ball at the 46-yard line, clock running inside 9 minutes. Twins to the left, tight end to the right. McGill back to pass, looks out in the flat, has a receiver. Going to be enough for a Bryan first down. Connected to Damian Wolf.
That was Damian Wolf, and Damian Wolf was uncovered there coming out of there. They lost him. Pickup of 5.
Big first down, pushes the ball into Delta territory. McGill in the shotgun, Wolf behind him. Receiver split each way. Dominic, tight end to the right. McGill's going to take off this time, and he's got a little seam. Tries to stretch it outside, cuts it upfield, close to a Bryan first down.
Yeah, he might be short by half a yard, but I like seeing that little wrinkle. Now, I don't know.
They're going to be just short.
He's going to be a half yard
second
short.
And half an inch. All right, Mr. Statman, I'm going to round up and give him 10 on that. Freshman quarterback who's not known for running, he gets 10 yards on that one. Snap. He's going to roll this time. They're letting the pressure come. Throws it downfield, throws it away. That's what I want to see from the young quarterback. He was under pressure. His 2 levels didn't come over. He threw it into a place where if his receiver makes a great catch, awesome. If not, it goes out of bounds. Yep. Save to play another day. You're 2nd and inch. You don't need anything fancy.
Nope, right here you just hand it to either Carter Dominic or
Damian Wolf and let them do their thing.
Yeah, and it's going to be Carter Dominic in at quarterback in that Wildcat Hulk smash, as they call it.
And he's going to take off right up the middle, and he's got the first down and only a little bit more.
2-yard pickup.
Got submarined. I thought he had a little bit more than that, and good play. That time was that.
Tackle by
Landon Lindermuth. I don't want to call his name on defense, but it was a good tackle by Lindermuth. He got low and was able to trip up Dominic, but a first down for the Golden Bears inside the 40 at the 39-yard line. 7:50 here on the game clock. Your main stops of Northwest Ohio scoreboard, 28-0 Delta. Motion coming this way. Wallace going to be trips to this side. Wolf's going to go up the middle. He breaks a tackle. He gets to the 2nd level. It's going to be good for another Golden Bear first down. Nice hard run by Damian, something we've become accustomed to this season.
Tackle by Vincent Martinez.
That'll be a pickup of exactly 10.
Ball at the 28-yard line, 7.5. They gave him 11 officially.
Okay, we'll go back to 11.
First down, Golden Bears.
That was his first run of the second half.
Oh, that's Dominic. Again, he's going to power forward over the right-hand side, and he's going to be good for
7.
7?
Yep.
Close to 8?
Got a timeout being whistled.
Yep, we got a player down on the field. I looked downfield, and our receiver and their defensive back got tangled up and went down kind of hard.
Trying to get a number over there as to who that might be. Don't know if we have a better look at that somewhere. That looks like it's Weber.
Nope, that's Cade Carlin.
Oh, it is Cade Carlin. You're right.
That's Carlin down in the field. So they're tending to Cade on the field. We'll take a break here on the Golden Bear Sports Network. 7:08 to go in the 3rd quarter, 28-0 Delta.
At Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, we understand that family is at the heart of everything we do.
Being family-owned and family-focused is not just a slogan for us, it's a way of life. We walk alongside you during life's most challenging moments, providing a guiding hand and a shoulder to lean on.
With heartfelt care and attention to detail, we tailor each service to honor the life and the memories of your loved one. We treat you like family because your journey is our journey.
Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Family-owned, family-focused.
Welcome back here to Delta. Cade Carlin gets up, jogs off the field to a nice ovation from the Delta fans. Looks like maybe just the wind knocked out of him, or maybe he dinged up that shoulder. He's had a bruised shoulder for the last couple of weeks. And, you know, those pads are amazing things, but they don't solve everything.
No, they don't.
You know, you can ask Tua that last night about his concussion. You know, the helmets and pads are amazing things, but sometimes things happen. 21 for Bryan, 2 receivers one way, 1 to the other. McGill, delay, hands off to Wolf. Wolf over the right side, inside the 20, runs into his own blocker, but enough for a first down just outside the 10 to about the 11.
Tackle by Landon Linderboot along with Vincent Martinez.
Gain of 10 we'll give him.
Gain of 9, first and 10, Bryan.
Going to give him 9 officially. Hudson Wheeler back into the lineup for the Golden Bears with Carlin on the sideline. McGill at quarterback. Dominic shifts to the left. And Wolf is going to go to the left. Great play by Lindermoot.
They snuffed
Shot
that
the
one
gap
out.
and wrapped him up in the backfield. That's going to be a loss of 4, maybe 5 on the play.
First hit by Landon
Yep, they're going to give him 5. Loss of 5.
Alec Coder on the play, too.
Second down 15 for the Golden Bears.
This has been a 10-play drive so far, Dave.
And you know what? I would love to see the score, but I like what I'm seeing on the field.
Yep, absolutely.
You know, Bryan has mixed things up, and we've got a big false start penalty by Carter Dominic. You think Carter may have been going to the flag in the end zone?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think he was getting a good start. The look from his route looks like he was running to the flag, and he left about 3 counts before everybody else. So brings up second down and 20 now for the Golden Bears. Ball back into the 22. Two receivers this way, 1 to the other side. McGill back to pass. Once again out in the flat.
Knocked away by Lindermoot.
He read that one all the way. And again, you know, it's one of those freshman mental things. He locked onto his receiver right when he left the line. And Lindermoot read his eyes the whole way.
Makes it 3rd and 20.
3rd down and 20.
We're going to go 3 receivers to the far side. 1 receiver by himself this way. McGill back to pass. Looks to Watson. Pumps, steps up in the pocket. Pocket collapses. He's going to be brought down for a sack.
He lost a yard.
Yep, only lost a yard.
Malachi Ambrose on the tackle.
Now, the wind is at your back. We know in high school we don't kick field goals, but the wind is at your back. It would be a 37-yard field goal, and I know Jacob Uran could make it.
Yeah. Yeah. He was booting him last week, but, you know, he's also booting him off the turf.
That's true.
So here we go. McGill back to pass, pumps, and the pocket breaks down again, and he is dropped. He pumped, he had his receiver, and the line broke down, and he ended up on his back. Ambrose on the tackle again.
Zelda takes over possession. At the 28-yard
You know,
line.
that was the defensive tackle just overpowering our offensive line and ended up in the backfield.
Yep, exactly.
The one thing you never want to see as a quarterback is look beside you and see your offensive lineman who's been pushed all the way back to you, and then Ambrose just slipped off of him. So here comes Delta again, just over 5 minutes to go, and it's going to be a pass, and he's got his receiver wide open again behind everybody, and Flores has it. He's at the 30, he's at the 20, he's at the 10, he's drugged down inside the 5.
Chase's pass is complete. Richard Flores on a reception.
Big pass, and that is the third time tonight they have snuck somebody behind us. They've missed them twice. They hooked up that time. Taylor drags them down from behind, but it's going to be 1st and goal for the Panthers.
I got to do some math. 53. I'm glad that he said that.
Yeah, it's nice if you're doing stats. They do a good job of announcing the yardage from the press box here. 1st and goal for the Panthers. That's going to be Lindermoot, and he's going to dance in for a touchdown.
Landon
I'll tell you what, you talked about passing yardages. They doubled their passing for this season. More than doubled.
Well, I mean, they had 25 yards come in. That was a 55-yard pass. I mean, and you know, it's what they do. They lull you to sleep and get you looking in the backfield. You get our safety 7 yards off the line, and boom, there it goes.
72 yards.
The kick, I'm not sure. It's good. It snuck through on a little knuckleball. 4:35 to go. Makes it 35-0 Delta. And if my memory serves me correctly, that means that after this kickoff, we go to a running clock until Bryan takes it under 30.
Yep.
We're not going to talk about that. We had it for a minute and a half in the first half.
Wow. It's such, I don't understand why more people don't run this offense. If you have good backs, you lull everybody to sleep, and then you get a home run ball like that. It's brilliant if you can run it.
I have said, since I've been here in Ohio, I've been here for 17 years. When I came to Ohio, live it in Defiance, you had to face Kenton every year with one of the mock boys at quarterback and them spreading the ball everywhere. And, you know, that was new. Nobody could keep up with your 5 wide receivers because they all know their routes, and we know what Kenton did there for so many years with that offense. Now everybody runs that offense, and I would think that if I'm a coach, this is what I want to do, because now you're ready for a spread. You probably run a spread. You practice against the spread. And now suddenly you've got, holy cow, they're going to punch me in the mouth and just run it straight at me, and teams just aren't ready for it. I would agree. If I was starting a program as a new coach, this is what I'd want to install. It's because it's different, and you don't see it every week.
No, absolutely not. And it's just, you have to have the personnel, though.
You do.
Well, Carlin got that kick, so that's a good sign.
That's a good sign. And he's going to scoop, and he's going to scoot.
I tell you what, one thing the Bears have not had a problem with is possession. Now, I don't have the first. I don't have the first couple drives for the Bears, but they have not started any worse than their own 34 since I've been checking here.
Well, and I haven't heard anything from the officials, and we just got the clock started, and it shouldn't have been stopped, but 2 receivers one way, 1 the other. Bubble screen, there's Weber. He scoots outside, out over the 50 to almost the 45-yard line. You know, and I got to be honest, until we get in the red zone, this Bryan offense has moved the ball pretty well tonight. The problem is you move it from 20 to 20 and not push it into the end zone. 2nd down and 3. Here's one of the wrinkles that we're seeing tonight on an occasion. Carter Dominic split out wide. Nightmare matchup on the outside. Got a motion, and it's going to be Wolf up the middle. He picks his way for a first down up near the 40-yard line. Be enough for a Golden Bear first down. Flickinger on the tackle for Delta.
5-yard gain.
Once again, Dominic split out wide to the right. Aiden Wallace in the slot, 2 receivers to the far side of the field, which would be the boundary side. McGill back to pass, looks, launches, passes complete. Wallace tries to dance away, isn't quite able to, but a nice little 5-yard gain. Going to give him 5.
I like the play call there.
And you can see how live his arm is. That was on a rope. That was a nice throw. Once again, slot left, slot right. Wallace going in motion, and they're going to roll McGill that way. Gets his shoulder square, gets out. Looks like it was completed. They're going to give it to him.
McGill's pass is complete. Cade Carlin.
We've talked about it for 2 years, how tough that is for a quarterback. We'll see it on the Welling construction replay. Look at him square his shoulders and just little wrist flick out there. Nice pitch and catch. First down, Golden Bears.
Pickup of 11. 12, they said. We'll take it.
Ball right at the 25. Trips to this side now. 1 receiver alone to the left. McGill with Wolf behind him. He's going to roll this time. Looking for the throwback screen. Delays just out of the reach of Damien. Really nice patience. They read the throwback screen well, and you can see Damien gets tied up by their defensive end, who just doesn't go, and they hold on to him. Rhett just dances around, flips it out to a place where only his receiver could catch it, but showed great patience there as a young quarterback.
And patience on the Delta guys, too. They could have come and, forced a scramble or a hurry up, but they were waiting to see what developed.
So here we go back to the two backs, Carlin and Wolf in the backfield, and it's going to be Carlin coming this way. Stretched out, wrapped up, nice play by Delta. Sometimes their X's just make good plays. You got to remember those young men are out there playing a heck of a ball game too.
Carlin will lose
Nagel on the tackle. But here we go again. We get to the 25 and just can't go any further. So you know what I said on the pregame for the Bears, bend don't break?
Yep.
That's been Delta's defense tonight.
It has been.
Maybe we should start swapping the keys to the game. And third down, 12 to go. McGill back to pass. Pocket breaks down, and he's in trouble.
Throw it away.
And he does. Running for his life to throw it away, but he was able to throw away. Going to bring up fourth down and 12 to go.
Pressure by Malachi Ambrose.
And I'm thinking that young freshman's stomach was saying, find me someplace to get rid of the ball, because losing 20 on a sack is not going to make anybody on the coaching staff happy.
And it really messes with my stats.
It does. It does. McGill, they fake it. They've got a man. He throws it downfield. Almost intercepted.
Carlin was the intended target down there. He streaked down.
Now, I'm not going to be critical of the young man, but after breaking up the pass, I don't know if we've got it on the replay, but Warner drops a pass in the end zone on an interception and then does 10 push-ups. A point of emphasis this year is if it looks like taunting, it is taunting, and it's going to be called. And that, I got to be honest, in a 35-0 game, that looks like taunting to me.
I would tend to agree with you. However, I have watched a lot of volleyball lately, and there's a team in northern Williams County that if they make a mistake, the coach has them get down, push-ups right on the court.
Really?
So I don't know if it's it could be.
Coach Vickers is pretty old school. I mean, it could be.
It could be is all I'm saying.
It could be. I remember a bus ride home one night where we weren't allowed to take our mouthpieces out of our mouths, wear our helmets all the way home. And when we got home, when we got off the bus at 11 o'clock, Coach went, hit the track, boys, 2 miles before you shower.
Yep.
Old school coaches coached in a different way, so maybe it was. Well,
and it could have been what you said too.
It could have been.
It really could have been, and
it could have been. So we go to the fourth. 35-0. Delta's taking the ball. We're in the running clock, and we're going to take a look around the area here if scores are updated. No update from Liberty Center. Hicksville 2013, Fairview now 34-7 over Ayersville. PH 35-0 over Evergreen. Antwerp 21, Edgerton 7, Defiance 34, Van Wert 7. Wauseon 21, Swanton 7.
And I don't know if any coach wants to hear about positives in a loss, but I feel like the Bears took a step today and have grown today, even in a 35-point loss right now.
Yeah, I mean, when you think of, you don't want to what if and could haves and should haves, but offensively, we moved the ball better than we've moved the ball all season.
Yep.
No points to show for it, but you and I have talked about it. Mental mistakes, a false start penalty, a drop pass. All the mistakes we're making when we get down towards the red zone have come back to bite us.
Yep.
But we've moved the ball well, and I would guess we probably have more offensive yards tonight than we've had all season, even though we may not have the points to show for it. Going to run the reverse again. And that's going to be Warner. He's got enough for a first down out over the 35 to about the 37, 38-yard line. Wallace on the tackle.
8-yard gain. First and 10. Panthers.
I like when my stats match up with what he says.
It's really good, isn't it?
If you're the Panthers right now, you're just trying to chew some clock here.
Eli Thim in at defensive tackle for the Golden Bears.
Which is funny because I just told him we'd be in trouble if we saw some of those guys. I like that we're getting the young guys in, though.
Going to be up the middle once again. Met, dropped. Good play by the Golden Bear defense. Connor Hogan, Kate Spizak.
That was Nagel again.
Nagel.
Pick up a
Looks like they've got Lindermoot out.
That's wise. Get some other people in. You know, don't get anybody injured. You got a long season. You got Liberty Center. You've got Wasion. You've got Archbold. You've got Patrick Henriette.
Clock running inside 10 minutes. 35-0 Delta. Little bubble action, and they're going to pitch it this way on the sweep. Nice read, nice tackle.
Vincent Martinez, the ball carrier.
You know, we've been calling his name a lot, Anthony Weber. And Anthony Weber is playing like a veteran.
Yes.
And if you remember, he's a sophomore, y'all. Anthony Weber, our cornerbacks are both sophomores, and they played some last year. You know, it seems like when Weber's a senior, we're going to be like, man, is he a seventh-year player? Because he returned kicks for us last year, played some receiver for us last year, and he's putting together a really nice sophomore campaign. You know, he's going to want his fumble back in the first quarter, but other than that, he's played a really nice campaign so far this year, 4 games into his sophomore year. Back to pass out, over Flores' head, incomplete.
Brace's pass is incomplete, intended for Richard Flores.
And Flores has dropped 2 of the 3 that have targeted him.
And the one change that we've seen with Cade Carlin out with the shoulder, only playing on the offensive side, is it's bring Easton Kerr. Started last week at wide receiver. Kerr's been playing safety, so another freshman out there on defense for us. Eight and a half to go. Delta on to punt. Snap. No pressure. Knuckleball punt. Going to let it hit. Stay away from it. Going to roll dead at around the 20-yard line where Bryan will take over first down.
5-play drive resulted in a punt.
Alex York on the punt.
They're going to be right at the 20.
38-yard punt, no return. First and 10, Bryan.
And I'm sure there's coaches out there that are looking at Bryan and going, man, when you putting your freshmen in? Man, they're in.
They've been in.
They're in.
That's it.
We don't have a bunch of bench to dump because a lot of our freshmen are getting serious minutes at the varsity level and not just coming in mop-up time. They're getting serious minutes all season long. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to this side. McGill back to pass, pumps, rolls, looks downfield, keeps his eyes downfield, throws nice pitch and catch. Weber comes back to the ball, makes the catch.
McGill's pass is caught. Aiden
Gain of about 11.
on the reception.
Oh, it was Wallace on the catch. My bad. I thought it was Weber.
First and 10, Bryan.
Gain of 12. But that was a really good work by Aiden Wallace as he worked his way back to his quarterback. We've got 3 to the short side, 1 to the field side. McGill looking for the sign from the bench. 7.5 to go here. 35-0 Delta on your main stop on Northwest Ohio scoreboard. McGill back to pass, throws it out in the flat. Ball's caught, wrapped up, brought down.
They took a long time to whistle that play dead.
They did. Weber on the catch for no gain.
Coverage by Vincent Martinez. No gain. Second down and 10.
Second and 10. McGill back to pass again. He's looking downfield. He's got a receiver down the sideline. Weber again. Out inside Bryan territory. I saw the slot guy streak it and saw the pass go short, and I'm like, uh-oh, he underthrew that. Weber was sneaking down the sideline. Gain of 20.
Another first down for the Bears. I like the protection there on McGill.
Cade Carlin out to it by himself on the left side of the field, trips to the right. Now we're going to bring Weber in motion to the slot. McGill back to pass again. Little quick out. Caught. Is that Carter Dominic? I believe it is.
Yep.
Good for about 7.
Tackle by Richard Flores. Gain of 7. Second down and 3.
Second and 3. Wolf in the backfield with McGill, and they're going to give it to him. First run of this drive, and he's going to carry the pile enough for a first down inside the 40 to the 35.
Pickup of 7 there for Wolf. Nice running after he was hit.
Tackle by Emilio Arroyo Sierra. 7-yard gain. First and 10. Bryan.
Bryan hurrying up a little bit, inside 5.5 to go. McGill going to roll to the right. Pressure comes. Had a receiver pretty well covered, throws the ball away.
McGill's pass is incomplete.
McGill has attempted 14 passes here in the second half.
Flores on the coverage.
And
Second down and 10.
we've talked about it with this Bryan offense. You see your quarterback throwing up 35, 40 passes a night. It's not what you want with this Bryan offense. But in a game like this, let him get all the defensive reads he can get. Pulls it back. Nice slant. Incomplete. Dropped. A little bit high.
Just a little high, but that was a drop on Wallace. He had it in his hands. Got to bring those in.
You know, there are coaches who say if the ball touches your hands, it should be a catch. My coach used to say if the ball leaves the quarterback's hands, why aren't you getting there? So
Flores did a good job of, though, coming in there
Yep.
at the last second.
Good defensive play, but when the ball hits your hands as a receiver, you got to be pulling it down. Running the wheel route, and he's going deep downfield. He's got Carlin going to be incomplete. And in a game that's not a running clock,
that's a penalty.
That's a penalty.
Absolutely.
Because he was guarding his face and not turning back towards the ball. That's a pass interference penalty. And you could just almost see the official was like, yeah, no, not at 35-0. McGill, blitz comes, steps up in the pocket collapses, and down he goes. It's one of the things that if you look at each game and you pick out something you want to work on, is picking up blitz coverage on 3rd and 4th down. You know, every time we've been in that 3rd and 4th situation, they've blitzed, we just have not been able to match the numbers. Ball's going to go over to Delta. 3:20 to go. That's going to be Carter Sickle dragging down the runner, trying to get a number. That Martinez? Nope.
Let's see. I'm trying to get you a number off the Welling Construction replay. I don't think we got it.
I don't either.
Nor do
the press
I.
box
nor do
doesn't either.
Press box.
It's always a pretty good.
So 3, they say. I don't even have a 3.
Nope.
I said Fernelda or something like that.
Be coming this way. We should get a good number this time. 22 on the carry that time. It's going to be Nagel.
Tackle by Vincent Taylor.
We've got all the youngsters in there on defense now. And as we're at 2 minutes to go. Snap going to be right up the middle again. Nagel again, net and wrapped up. Going to be gained to about 4 on the play. Going to bring up
Tackle by Caden Ross.
Caden Ross on the tackle for the Golden Bears.
Gain of 5.
Going to be a gain of 5, 2nd and 5. Inside a minute and a half. Probably 2 more plays in this one, folks.
Delta on its way to going 4-0.
4-0. And the Golden Bears 0-4 with PH and Liberty Center to come. Going to be a run this way. He's got a crease down inside the 30 to the 25.
Aiden Bolton, the ball carrier.
Is number 8 on the carry.
Tackle by Turner Vitek along with Polo Carlin.
Hayden Bolton.
I didn't hear the pickup on that one. 15-ish?
17?
19 yards.
19. This will be the last one here. 10 seconds on the play clock, and they're going to go to the victory formation. I can tell you that one, partner, that's a loss of 1.
Yep.
Well, that's going to wrap it up here from Delta. 35-0. Delta wins this one. Delta moves to 4-0 on the season. The Golden Bears move to 0-4 on the season with homecoming next week. Remember, game night on Wednesday night next week. And homecoming next Friday night. As we reach that tough part of the schedule.
Yep.
Somebody in the NWOAL offices doesn't like the Golden Bears to give us PH and Liberty back-to-back. At least they're both at home this year.
Absolutely. I wanted to say, if you want some details on that homecoming stuff, go to bryanschools.net, the new school website. Right at the bottom under featured, all sorts of information about homecoming. Dress-up days all next week, and get involved. It's a community-wide thing.
So are you going to let me know what the dress-up day is for Wednesday so that I can dress appropriately for the coaches show?
I think so, yeah.
Or should we dress for Friday since it goes on the air on Friday?
Well,
you don't have to talk about that.
We'll have to talk about that.
We'll have to talk about that. So let's give scores from around the area, then we'll come back and give second half stats, wrap this thing up here, and get you all on your way. Liberty Center all over Archbold 51-0 that one. Tenora 20, Hicksville 13, Fairview 35, Ayersville 7, PH 35, Evergreen 6, Defiance all over Van Wert 41-7. Zipful's back. Didn't he miss the first 3 games? Their All-Ohio quarterback. He's back and it shows 41-7. The Bulldogs. Eden 34, Margaretta 7. 21-7 Antwerp over Edgerton. Pillier 40, Van Loo nothing. Wauseon putting it all over Swanton 35-10. And your score here 35-0 Delta. Let's talk about positives we can take out of this one, partner.
I like Rhett McGill at quarterback. I saw some positive things there. A couple things to work on, but he's a freshman. Got to get rid of the ball. Got to make sure you don't take the sack. Don't make bad throws. Don't force a throw that you shouldn't make. And he'll look at the film and he'll see that and he'll recognize that. I like what it did for Cade Carlin, being able to go out of the backfield, go in the slot, return kicks. So I like this look.
Cade Carlin's best game of the season.
It is, absolutely.
Absolute best game of the season. I thought Cade Carlin, tonight it's one of those that if we gave out game balls, I think I'd give one to Cade Carlin.
Yep.
There are some folks who just get freed up, and he just got freed up by not being at quarterback. And, it's one of the things that I was listening to the college show, and they were talking about a guy who had been a quarterback that was being moved to receiver. And one of the things I think Kirk Herbstreit said on game day was, there are some guys that they want the freedom of not being the quarterback. I thought how appropriate was that to hear it last week to watch Carlin tonight. I think his best game by far this season. Catching the ball, running the ball out of the backfield and returning kicks, and playing really good on defense as well until he got the stinger on his shoulder.
Yeah, he is in this role. This is the role he's supposed to be playing for this team, and it shows tonight.
And, and I also want to say, what great leadership. There are some people who would have the starting quarterback job taken away from him, and they'd go into pout mode. And you didn't see any of that from Cade tonight. He came out and laid it all on the line for this Golden Bear team. First half was a game of turnovers. You know, we turned the ball over twice. They took the ball on the short field, scored twice. It was 14-0, basically before we had a chance to finish our popcorn. And you've got an offense like the Golden Bears, you put yourself in a hole 14-0 when you receive the opening kick. That's a tough one.
That's absolutely a problem. And again, I keep saying it. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse, but you can't shoot yourselves in the foot. You can't cause your own demise.
And in the first half, that's what it was. And once again, you know, I think one of the things we've seen from this Golden Bear team is they're able to put together 2 quarters of pretty good football. And I thought that other than those 2 turnovers, they did so in the first half. A couple of big plays. You're playing against, you know, an all NWOAL running back in Leonard Moot, and giving up 1 or 2 to him is not a problem. The problem is when you're already down 21-0, you give up 1 or 2 to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that becomes a problem.
Yep, it does. And, you know, this is what we knew we were going to see out of Delta. It was going to be this kind of football, that kind of running guy.
I feel like Dennis Green with the Arizona Cardinals.
Yep.
They are who we thought they were.
Yep.
And, you know, that's the thing, is there are some teams out there that come out, you know exactly what you're going to get, and they just dare you to stop them. And that's what the Panthers did here tonight as they moved to 4-0 on the season. Why don't we take our halftime break? We'll come right back, and we'll begin to wrap things up.
We're going to do post-game break 1 and 2 together for our board op. Post-game break 1 and 2 together on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
Rooting on the Golden Bears is a tradition that brings us all together.
Just like the sports we love, another tradition has stood the test of time. Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, since 1922, we've been part of the community, supporting you in the moments of celebration and loss.
Just like a team, we understand the value of traditions and the love that binds us together.
So whether it's cheering for a win or celebrating a life well lived, remember we are here for you.
Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Family owned, family focused.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Discover great job skills training at Northwest State. With over 50 different programs available, there is something for everyone. Providing hands-on training and education is the community college advantage.
STEM is everywhere, like here, behind the scenes of The Walking Dead. STEM can create new worlds on and off the screen. The only limit is your imagination. Get inspired at shecanstem.com.
Here at the Williams County Veteran Service Office, our mission is plain and simple. We are here to serve our local Williams County veterans and their dependents. We are staffed with trained service officers who have the compassion and understanding to assist their fellow veterans in obtaining all federal and state benefits that they have earned. Additionally, we provide emergency financial assistance and transportation to VA medical centers. So if you're a veteran or a dependent of a veteran, stop in today and see how we can help you at the Williams County Veteran Service Office.
Let me come back. Back on the Golden Bears Sports Network, your final score today, 35-0. I want to thank our sponsors, the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan Parks and Rec, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, Veterans Services of Williams County, Thiel Supply Center, Starks Plumbing and Heating, Krill Funeral Home, Danielle Van Atta Agency, and Andries O'Neill and Lowe, Chris Malanga, Dave Brobston, and Bears go down to defeat.
Bears go down to defeat 0-4. Come home next week. We've got homecoming tomorrow. Volleyball is up against Toledo Central Catholic at home at 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock.
And that will be streamed.
Yep, bryansports.com.
Yep. And for those who are listening on radio who normally catch us on the live stream, just want to let you know the stream is now live.
It went live at zeros.
It went live at zeros. The rules of certain schools and their broadcasting is we are not allowed to live stream a game video because of their exclusive contract. So we put it up and it goes live the minute that the game goes to zeros. So that's what we've done. So if you want to catch tonight's action, the video of it, it's on thebryansports.com and our YouTube page. Well, partner, we're back next week. You'll be on the board. I'll be with Derek, and we're going to see what we can do as we get two tough ones coming back to back.
Absolutely, Liberty Center, Patrick Henry Liberty Center, homecoming next week, and going to be a tough one. Want to thank our broadcast crew, our director Krista Bruner, our cameras John Tripodi and Florence Jones, athletic department at BHS Nathan Keel and Teresa Kuzma, Walt Steele here at Delta, their athletic director. Want to thank Golden Bear Photography, Matt Neff and Stephanie Ponzak, Rick Armentrout back at WQCT Radio, spinning the dials, and I am the executive producer of the Golden Bear Sports Network, Chris Malanga.
And I'm Dave Brobston.
You are.
And it's been a good night. And not on the scoreboard, but I think we saw a lot of things that this program can start to build from. And that's what we're looking for is we said at the beginning of the year this team's going to get a little bit better every week, and I think we're seeing that wheel start to move in the right direction, even though it's not showing it on the scoreboard. So we'll be back next week. Homecoming. Derek Hugg and myself will bring you the call. We will be live on the air at 25 till and kickoff at 7 o'clock for homecoming. On the Golden Bear Sports Network, Dave Brobston, Chris Malanga, good night, drive safe. We'll see you all tomorrow for volleyball.